This is absolutely the easiest and fastest way to get more views to the videos you've already published.
Brian G. Johnson!
Brian G here from BrianGJohnson.tv, and to grow on YouTube, stake your claim and amplify your message by subscribing. Click on the bell notification and you'll be on your way. Improving things like the lighting and editing of your videos is challenging and takes a lot of time to dial in. However, this is so much easier and will result in more views and subscribers to your channel. Simply upload a better thumbnail and measure your results. Let me show you just how easy it is. First, download the YouTube Studio app, then obviously open it up and you'll see this screen here. Next, click on one of your individual videos and notice the pencil icon in the upper right hand corner. Click on that and notice in the upper right hand corner, change your thumbnails and select a photo album that contains the thumbnail you want to upload. Definitely not that one. Hey, don't laugh. Most YouTubers upload terrible thumbnails and it really hurts their chance to grow. Instead, select something awesome, just like this. Now, here's an important note. You see, I don't just think this thumbnail is awesome, it's a proven winner. That is, I've tested this thumbnail design multiple times, and every single time this style of thumbnail, it drives more views. You see, what most YouTubers don't really fully grasp or understand is it's the thumbnail that contributes to watch time or lack thereof. You can't really succeed on YouTube in 2019 with a subpar thumbnail. And notice 3.2% click-through ratio. That, combined with the fact that this thumbnail has had over 400,000 impressions in the last 28 days, tells me that this video is performing really well. And this is how you can get more views easily, by not just uploading a thumbnail, but by testing them out. You see, I've tested out dozens and dozens of thumbnails over the last 6 months, and it's allowed me to easily increase the views to every single video I publish. Think about how powerful that is. Let me show you. Now, here you can see the thumbnail style I had when I began this experiment. Now, notice it says click-through rate here, and the click-through rate was 6.97%. Now notice the thumbnail on the bottom, the variation has a click-through rate of 7.65. And remember, when the CTR number is higher, that results in you getting more clicks. Viewers are clicking more of the time. And this was phase 1 of this particular test. It ended on October 19th. And this small change has resulted in thousands of additional views to this particular video. And then I tested it again and I took the click-through rate from 7.89 to 8.05. Now you can split test your thumbnails. You can do it for free, or you can also do it with TubeBuddy. Let me show you how TubeBuddy works. And I also want to let you know, I'm going to show you how to do this for free. Keep watching. So first, you'll log into the website and then you select A/B test, then click on Create A/B test, and you're brought to this particular page. Now, what you do is you select a video you've already uploaded, and notice I've selected my YouTube algorithm 2019 video, so that's what we're gonna split test. And by the way, this is a real split test that I just launched yesterday. And I'll select thumbnail CTR test. I'll click select, and then I'm brought to this particular page. Now I've got two options when it comes to the length of this test. First, I can set the number of days for the test here, or I can simply select run until click-through rate is statistically significant. Now that whole statistically significant, don't try to say that 3 times fast, is really important. I'll explain as we move forward. So let's select statistically significant and move on. And here you simply ensure that the setup is as you intended, which it is, and I'll continue. And you can see here the original thumbnail. I'll simply upload a new thumbnail as the test thumbnail, and then in a few days I'm gonna know beyond a shadow of a doubt what the audience likes. Not what I like, but what the audience responds to, and that's what's so important. Now, TubeBuddy makes this really easy to manage. You can have multiple tests running at the same time. Fantastic. At the end of the video, I'll share how you can get TubeBuddy Legend for free for 3 months. Keep watching. Now, one of the things that's really important to consider is it's not so much the test. What matters is how you test. When you test, there are certain parameters you want to understand. I'm going to explain everything right now, and I'm going to show you how to do it for free. Let's jump into YouTube Studio Beta, and I'll show you how. So from inside Creator Studio, click on Try Studio Beta. From here, click on Analytics, and of course it'll take you to the Analytics page. And then at the bottom, under Top Videos, click on See More. And here we have your top performing videos, and we can see impressions, click-through rate, views, and average view duration. These are the things that are critical that we want to measure as YouTube creators. Notice this video here, iMovie Special Effects, has a 9% click-through rate, and it's had over 100,000 impressions in the last 28 days. That's a fantastic result. Next, click on Videos and you'll be taken to this particular page. And next, select the video you want to split test. Oh, and quick bonus tip. You see that where it says title? If you click and hover over that question mark, you're gonna get this screen here and it says, a catchy title can help hook viewers. When you create video titles, it's a good idea to include keywords your audience is likely to use when looking for videos like yours. Just wanted to remind you about those keywords. However, what we want to do here is click on Analytics. Now you're brought to this screen, and notice that the first thing that YouTube presents is the watch time. That's the goal we want to increase. But we're going to click on Reach Viewers, because one of the ways to increase the watch time is to increase the CTR, this number right here, and you'll get more clicks and thus more views. If you start getting more views, but you're alarmed by the fact that your click-through rate is going down, don't be. That's a sign that things are going fantastic. Now make sure you follow these best practices so you don't mess this up. First, begin your split test after several weeks. What you really want is to begin the split test after most of the views coming into the video are from non-subscribers. This is why it makes sense to wait a few weeks after you've published a video. Remember I mentioned statistically significant? What that means is if you've got 53 impressions, that's not anywhere near enough impressions to get a really good idea as far as the entire audience and what they like, what they're gonna be incentivized and compelled to click on. So do this, when you're split testing, make sure you don't make any judgments or any changes until each variation of your split test, in other words, the two different thumbnails, have at least 1,000 impressions. Another thing to consider, different traffic sources on YouTube, say search, browse, or suggested, well, they have very different click-through rates and YouTube measures accordingly. So how do you actually split test a thumbnail? It's actually pretty easy. Return to this screen that I showed you earlier. What we're gonna do is we're gonna measure the impressions, the click-through rate, the views and the unique viewers for a selected time frame that you want to measure. So for example, let's say you return to a video that you published 6 weeks ago. What you can do is begin measuring this information from 30 days ago. That way, most of the views coming in will be from non-subscribers, and then you just want to measure and save this particular information. What's really interesting to me is what the most successful YouTubers do when it comes to thumbnails. No matter the niche, no matter the topic, no matter their style, there are a lot of commonalities that they're leveraging. First is this thumbnail from Brightside, and notice how simple it is. Notice how there's one solid background color. The colors are very saturated, and again, it's easy to understand. And once again, a thumbnail that's really easy and very clear. That's the thing you want to think about, and that's the thing that so many YouTubers don't do. Now, here's another variation that's often used by many YouTubers. This is Linus Tech Tips, and what he's got is 2 focal points. Everything else is incredibly simple, and that makes it really easy to understand what the video is about. It's about the phone lasting an entire week. Here's another great example. Really, really simple. Less is more. And this is PewDiePie, arguably the biggest YouTuber on the planet, talking about how to make really good thumbnails And notice how simple and clear his thumbnail is. Ethical clickbait. It's not a bad thing. Dream YouTuber Penthouse. And check out this video right here. You can see I've more than doubled my views. And all it took me was just a few minutes. I've actually got a free YouTube masterclass walking you through how you can do the same thing. Click on the M now to learn more about my free YouTube masterclass and how you can access 3 months of TubeBuddy Legend absolutely free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. You dig?